If you clicked on this video, you're probably like me and you've been really enjoying the new Palworld TCG, and you're probably searching around for people talking about it or showing stuff off, and I just kind of realized there's not a lot of people doing that, at least not as much as I would have expected. So howdy everyone, my name is Keeper, appreciate you stopping by. You probably don't know who I am, but that doesn't really matter for the purposes of this video. In fact, the only thing that matters, the only thing that's relevant to you is I did take this deck, and I have, like I said, been really enjoying the new Palworld TCG, and I went to one of their grand release opening events and actually won. It was a 30-player tournament. It was somewhere between 29 and 33 players, and I went 5-0. Every match was super close. Every match was super fun. I'm really, really loving this game, and I kind of just wanted to show off my deck and talk a little bit about it and a little bit of the changes that I've made since then. So I'm not going to keep you waiting any longer. As you probably saw from the title or thumbnail or however I packaged this, I did go in with the red-blue Chillet Dragons deck. I did a lucky split of 3 Chillet, 3 of the blue Jormuntide, and 2 of the red Jormuntide Ignis. And I want to talk about this split first before we go any further. This is going to be a deck showcase, I guess you could say, but it's also going to be mostly my thoughts on the game and how I've been developing my own playstyle within it. And I'd love to hear from you guys if you have your own tips or tricks or things that you've learned that have helped you play the game or in your own deck building. Obviously, this game is new, everyone's learning, but that's kind of like my favorite part of it right now is just being in the learning phase, and that's awesome. I think the most important place to start with any Palworld deck is your Lucky Pals. You can only have 8 of them. They are always, generally speaking, going to be your ace players, and how you decide to run your split is really going to make or break your deck. So because we can only have so many, and because there are so many that work within our strategy, our split really, really matters. And obviously this is a Chillet deck, so I am playing 3 of the Chillet Dragon Whisperer. We all know what it does. Look at the top card of your deck. If it's a dragon, play it. If not, just draw it. This is probably deservedly seen as the best card, at least the best pal in the current expansion. Will that change in a few days? Probably. I don't know. Game's developing. But basically, 5-drop Lucky that you just draw a card or get to play a card immediately is really, really strong. And that's why Chillet is seeing a lot of play. It's also why Lylene is seeing a lot of play. Being able to accelerate your pals quickly is really strong because you only have so many resources to play them, right? To go along with the Chillet, though, we do need dragons ourselves, and for our Lucky Pals, I am playing 3 of the regular blue Jormuntide. Again, play it, draw a card. Blue loves its card draw, so if you need card draw, you're going with blue right now. But then you also get to rest one of your opponent's pals until their next turn. So it won't stand on their next awakening phase. Basically, this will buy you a turn as you're playing. And then we've all seen it, we all know it, the red Jormuntide Ignis. That lets it stand itself, hits for 4 on the opponent, has a 17 power. It's just a very, very strong card. Now, there's a lot of discussion going around about Jormuntide versus Jormuntide Ignis. My hot take with the game right now is that Jormuntide is extremely underrated. It's very strong, its effect is very powerful. It does always buy you that extra turn. Again, it's card draw as well. It's still a free drop with Chillet. It still hits very hard with 16 and 3. And frankly, it's not as easy to target down as Jormuntide Ignis is. Despite being weaker overall, Jormuntide has the effect of being able to block, essentially stop one of your opponent's creatures, one of their pals, from doing anything for a full turn. So your opponent has less options going into their turn to respond to this. Jormuntide, yes, you can stand it, you can block with it, but honestly, my biggest takeaway with this game has been your bodies are never as big as you think they are. So the defensive effect that Jormuntide has goes a long way in his own longevity. I have found more games where I get multiple strikes out of Jormuntide than I ever get out of Jormuntide Ignis, despite the fact that he can technically attack twice in a turn. In fact, a variation I'm working on this deck that goes heavier into blue removes the Jormuntide Ignis altogether to just go full into the 4 Chillet and 4 Jormuntide. I do feel like these guys still have a place, and that is why I played them in this deck and why I continue to play them, because there are definitely instances where that 4 strike obviously comes in handy. The being able to attack twice obviously comes in handy. It's just not as repetitively viable as I find Jormuntide to be. So those are the 8 Lucky Pals, and obviously this is the core of the deck. This is what the deck idea is built around. You play Chillet, you get your big dragons out, and this is where you're going to spend most of your time in trying to find your right numbers, and this is where most of the discussion for the deck's going to come in place anyway, so I wanted to go over why I have each of those counts. Again, because we can only have 8, it does feel a little restrictive, right? I would love to have a 4th Chillet. I would love to be able to run, multiple of each Jormuntide. And trying to find where your split is going to be is really, really important when you are deck building and the decisions you make. The number one thing that keeps me from going for the 4th Chillet in this deck is I have had a lot of opportunities where I am ahead in the aggression and my opponent is pulling out every stop to stop whatever big thing I've put in front of them. And at that point, it's actually better for me to have another Jormuntide in hand and just manually pay the 8 to start another big body than it is for me to try to get the Chillet combo. It's less pieces for essentially a similar effect of playing another big body, and that's the only reason I've gone with the 5 Jormuntide over a 4th Chillet. So I've talked about these guys long enough. Again, these are the core of the deck, so they do deserve the time to talk about them, but let's move on to their supporting pieces, and I'll move these guys over. So the rest of the deck just supports your biggest players, and that's the one thing I found in Palworld that's almost more true than any other game I've played personally, is that with the smaller decks, with the additional draw that you can have, and with the higher number of cards, you're playing for your big pieces rather than multiple strategies within your deck. And what I mean by that is there's a lot of times I come from Pokemon, I come from Battle Spirits, I come from similar games where, yes, you'll have a main strategy, but there's always, hey, let's add backup attackers. This deck, in this game in general, I have found doesn't really have backup attackers. You have multiple things that can attack, but they're all essentially the same strategy. I would never say that one of these is a backup attacker to the other. This is all one strategy to attack. And so in supporting that, I obviously want as many Aurora guides as I can possibly have. And these are the Chillet combo card that let you put a card from your hand on top of your deck. You do get to also draw a card, and you are not required to put the card on top of your deck, so it is just another draw if you need it, I guess, and I have definitely played it for that need. But this with the Chillet, obviously for 7, will let you cheat out a Jormuntide and a Chillet in the same turn, and it's kind of nice to be able to have that combo in place. And then to go along with that, this doesn't really set up a combo, but it is more draw, it is another dragon, it is Elphidran Aqua. Draw 2 cards, put one on top of your deck. Feels like it should work with Chillet. The numbers don't really work out in your favor unless you're doing you could do green-blue is definitely something I've experimented with to refresh your souls. But additional draw, never bad. And blue wants its draw and gives you its draw. The last for blue that I had in this list is 2 Pangolin. Again, just extra little guys. When they die, draw a card. Throw them at people early game, draw extra cards for the late game. Last card for blue, this is one of my personal favorite interrupt cards, is Raindrix with the Icy Gaze. I really like it as an interrupt over Cryolinks because of the 5-drop, so if you happen to go second with this deck, then you can play this turn 2 as an additional attacker, which is really, really nice. And it does have that 600 power, it does have 2 strike. It's pretty much just Pangolin for 1 more, but obviously you're mostly using these for interrupt. And that is all for blue. It's literally just extra draw and then support to set up your Chillet. And red is where our aggression really comes in. We are running 2 of the Axel strategy. If you're unfamiliar with Axel's strategy, you can deal 1500 damage with it, or you can stand X pals equal to your number of gears, or you can make your opponent's pals unable to block. It's really just an aggressive initiator where you can either reset your pals, prevent your opponent's pals from blocking, or just straight up kill something. And I definitely would play more of these. In fact, in my new list, I believe I do play 3. But these strategy cards obviously are very good. Everyone's talking about them for a reason. To go again with that aggression, I am playing 4 Univolt in this list. I have experimented with different counts of it. Univolt is very strong. As a 4 cost, hitting for 900 because of its Brave to add 300 to it is really good for taking out early game opponents, especially against purple. You can also destroy their structures and stuff like that. Really, really good card. Definitely underrated. This deck really likes to go first, so being able to play this guy turn 2 is really, really strong. As our second interrupt card, I'm playing the 4-cost Foxparks. There's no reason not to play this card as your interrupt if you're playing red. 4-cost is really good. 2-strike is really good on a 4-cost. It's just one of the better interrupt cards, I would say. But you should also always be playing the other Foxparks as well. Now, this one also has Brave, just like our Univolt before. So hitting on turn 1 or turn 2 for 500 damage, right, with Brave, is really good. You can take out any little thing that your opponent might have, or more often than not, you're just threatening them with an extra strike, or using these guys as just fodder for blocking. But the fact that you have that option to, hey, your Depresso, it's not nighttime and I can take it out before it gets big, your Daydream is going down, things like that, especially against purple, is really, really strong. But Red's aggression goes far beyond its pals with 4 of the single shot rifle, which literally just hits for 1500. Really good. 4 of the Makeshift handgun, which hits for 500 for 2, which is pretty decent as well. Same thing as Foxparks, just bam, take out something small. And then I have 3 of the pump action shotgun. Pump action shotgun hits everything for 1200. All the guns as well have the effect that after they are played, you can rest them to grant any of your pals plus 200. So suddenly, that Foxparks that's only hitting for 500, right? If I play a gun with it, well, now I can buff it to hit 700, right? The numbers go up very, very quickly. Number of gears also really matters for Axel, because in late game, being able to untap all of your creatures for each gear you have in play. If I have 4 guns in play and 4 pals in play, I can swing with all 4 pals, and then I can rest, or I can play Axel to unrest all of them and attack again. And that's just a really good closer for this deck. Now, when I built this, and obviously this worked, I knew that we were going into a new game, I knew people were still learning, and I knew aggression was probably going to be what won, so I figured I wanted to be the most aggressive. I wanted to play every gun I had. In fact, that's why there's only 3s, because I only pulled 3 of the pump action shotguns when I was playing this deck. If I had 4, I probably would have been playing 4, but it worked exactly the way that I expected it to. You go in early game, you want to go first as often as possible and hit your opponent and hit what they play as many times as often as you can, and just unrelenting damage. As soon as they play something, the idea is you want to blow it up. All these guns, all these aggressive red guys especially, are there to blow things up. The only mid-range guy in this deck, I would say, is going to be your Elphidran Aqua. He just basic, hits for 900, right? But you can really buff him up with your guns as well. And this guy quickly hits, 15, 16, 1700 power very, very quickly, just by buffing him up with your guns or dealing extra damage to opponents with them. Everything else really is situated for either the early game or the late game. My thoughts of Palworld is you get to the late game a lot faster than you do in other card games because you're ramping 2 at a time every turn. By turn 5, you have your 10 energy, right? The Chillet strategy, you can play on either, it would be turn 4, turn 3, depending if you go first or second. Yeah, you could do this turn 3 going second, play an Aurora guide and a Chillet to cheat out anything. Turn 3 going second is really, really strong. Now, again, this deck does enjoy going first. I always like going first in Palworld, is what I have found. Maybe that's due to the nature of the colors that I have played, but I just find being able to get out your early guys or your little things early, or just have that extra turn of advantage, is really good. I know a lot of people are playing going second right now because of the extra soul. I am just playing on a ramp where going second doesn't really matter as much, because I like playing the even numbered cost pals. So going second doesn't change that I'm playing a 2 cost, right? This deck just is in a weird gray area where, hey, you could play Chillet, but you kind of want to hold it for your combo anyway, so it doesn't really matter as much. I'm playing my 6-drop when I play it when I get to 6, right? I'm playing my 4-drop when I get to 4. And speaking of 4-drops, I did forget I have these guys sitting over on the side as 4 more Elphidran. They're just more dragons, more things that Chillet can cheat out, but this is your real big mid-game swinger, because with the ability to reveal a dragon from your hand and deal an extra 500 or add an extra 500 power, this guy hits really hard, very surprisingly. And a lot of times you can take down something much bigger than it just between, hey, play this for 4, swing in at 1100, and plus whatever damage I've dealt with guns will basically board wipe anybody. This gives Chillet 12 dragons, not counting the other Chillets, to potentially pull out of the deck, which is not bad. It's probably as much as you can get right now with any individual color. Green does have 1 additional non-lucky dragon that you could play, but green is kind of hard to play with Chillet. I've been experimenting with it, but I much prefer the aggression of red. So this is where my deck sat basically for day 1 going into this tournament. I want to go over some of the changes I've made to the list since then, and again, just kind of ramble about my thoughts in the game and what has shifted since then. So I tried a build where I took out Univolt entirely and I maxed out my Pangolets, thinking, oh, more draw would be absolutely so much better for this deck. Turns out you really miss that extra early damage to take out structures, especially against purple. Univolt is just very, very strong against purple, and so I've actually gone the opposite direction, where I've taken out my Pangolets, because this deck, it does appreciate the extra draw, but it doesn't rely on it. It doesn't need it as much as other decks might, because other cards do provide that kind of draw. And you're gonna see we have cards that will get us draw regardless, so the Pengulets don't become as necessary. We've also added in the 4th Elphidran Aqua by taking them out, and the 3rd Axel strategy that I was talking about earlier. Again, this is good early because it's another gun if you really need to take something out, or late game, it is the closer. It is the, hey, I have all these guns in play that you can't do anything about, so now I'm going to unrest all my creatures, or all my pals, and swing at you again. Pengulet coming out for the Elphidran Aqua, again, makes up for some of that lack of draw that the Pengulets did provide, and it's more consistent because just by playing it, you're able to get those extra cards. It's also another dragon for Chillet. If you want to cheat it out, it's not a bad one to get out. Obviously, your goal is to get out one of your Jormuntides, but if you can only get out an Elphidran, that's okay. It's a free drop of like 9 or 1100, and that's totally respectable for a 5-drop Chillet to just get that out. The next major change I made was down in my gun count. I know I've been really racking on, hey, how good my guns are, but honestly, the Makeshift Handgun, not as useful as I originally thought it would be, because especially getting into the late game, what are you doing? You're shooting for 500 and you're hoping to take out like little guy, even the little guys in purple, the deck that spams the most little guys, I would say, besides maybe a green deck, right? You can't take them out with the handgun because everything has like nocturnal and is +2, 3, 400. So these came out. I did keep one. I liked it for the early game. It is a cheap handgun to be able to play. I think I'm only playing one in my current list, but you're gonna like what I have replaced them with. You may have noticed in the original showcase here, I'm not actually playing any structures, and that's because my idea going into building this deck was I didn't want to play any structures. I felt like they were going to clog my board. I felt like they were going to distract me from playing as aggressive as I possibly could. And honestly, those are good points of, you know, if you want to avoid those kinds of mistakes, especially in a new card game learning them, yeah, honestly, avoid structures. You don't need them. They are good for some strategies, but you don't need to play those strategies. If you're just trying to learn Palworld, just play some gears, just play your pals, and you're fine. Swing at people because it's fun. But after getting used to the deck a little bit more, I did add 3 of the primitive furnace. Now, this one specifically, because you can assign a pal to it, and then you can get 3 of your logs, your materials, and draw a card. It's obviously in here for the card draw, but if it was just in here for card draw, I would play any of the 1-drop structures instead, right? This does have the secondary benefit of using those same materials that this thing itself generates to cheapen the cost of my gears when I play them. So it is in here for the early game card draw. I can play this, I can play my 2-drop Foxparks, I can draw a card instead of swinging for 1, totally fine, very respectable. And then those materials will just sit there until later in the game when, hey, I've got a potential combo. I can reduce the cost of my shotgun by 6 and play this for 1, and now I've done 1200 damage to my opponent's entire board for 1 soul. And I can still play whatever I want, a Jormuntide or the Chillet combo on top of that. So really good draw for the early game, and really good surprise factor for setting up combos in the late game. And even though these do get kind of hunted down by the opponent from time to time because they are fairly weak and easy to destroy, I find if I play 2 in the early game for draw, and then I just, in the late game when I do draw my 3rd one, hey, it's come up at the perfect time, I can get a gun out, you know? More often than not, that does happen, and having a few in here just to make those potential pieces work together is really, really cool. And again, they provide more draw, it's consistent draw, it's a secondary objective that my opponent goes after besides me, which again can be really nice for drawing some of their attack to just buy me turns. So overall, a fantastic addition, and I really am coming around to structures, but Primitive Furnace especially. And you'll find I say that a lot with this deck, or just this game in general. Hey, buy me turns. Jormuntide, blue one, buys me a turn, right? By resting something, and then I get to go. This buys me a turn if they attack it, and then I get another turn, right? And that's because draw is pretty limited in this game right now. So honestly, the more chances you have to draw into your next piece of the combo, especially with blue Chillet having those combo pieces available with either now the Primitive Furnace and the gun, or the Chillet, the Aurora guy, the dragons, you're just going to have more opportunities to come out on top and really take your opponent by surprise because they've wasted their turn doing whatever, probably nothing if it's Jormuntide, or going after a furnace that you didn't really need, when hey, next turn, now that you've rested your guys and played your hand, I've got 3 different creatures in play and you need to deal with it, right? And honestly, it's such a simple change to the deck, but it really goes a long way in changing how the deck is played. Again, first is still preferred with this deck. You want to play your Primitive Furnace, you want to play your Foxparks, you either want to get aggressive or you want to be able to draw your cards so you can be aggressive in the later turns. You want to get as much card draw as you can between your Elphidran, your Chillet, your, like I said, Primitive Furnace over here. There are more cards I could put in for card draw, but this deck has so many ways of aggressively dealing damage and buying turns for more card draw anyway, that you just really don't need it. You're going to get into your cards regardless. The last thing I want to talk about with this deck, with this game especially, is your interrupt cards. So there's a lot of discussion going on, at least in my little community, about the number of interrupts that you should include in your deck. My rule of thumb so far has been 8. I have kept 8 interrupt cards in every deck I've built. I've not gone under 8. I think I've gone up to 10 at the most. I just don't feel a need to do more than that. The interrupt cards aren't as good as a PAL as other ones can be. And that's not entirely true for every color. Blazehowl Noct is pretty good for purple as a play, or Pyron is pretty good as a playable PAL and not just an interrupt. But for most colors, and blue and red especially, these are probably your best interrupts that are also good PALs. Because again, Foxparks is cheap, hits for 2. Raindrix is fairly cheap, hits for 2. 600 damage is pretty good, 500 damage is pretty good. And I would never play another interrupt over these guys. Again, I could see playing 2 Cryolinks with them, but I would never play anything over these. And just because of that fact, I do hang on to these as interrupts, as spells basically in my hand, rather than playing them. But there are situations where it is smart to get that extra strike in, or have an extra blocker available, or be able to attack something that your opponent doesn't expect you to be able to attack, right? So 8 is my rule of thumb. I would say don't go over 12. I feel like if you're dedicating 12 spaces to interrupts in your deck, you're really afraid of something, and whatever that something is, you have to understand your opponent's probably going to be able to destroy it anyway. It really doesn't matter. Palworld is an extremely aggressive game, and the sooner you learn to play into that aggression rather than trying to stop it, I think the better time you're going to have, not just in, hey, you're going to play better, but also you're going to have more fun by playing into the chaos that is Palworld. So I've done my nerdy ranting. I'm going to go ahead and shuffle this up. I may as well do a quick practice game with you guys, and maybe we'll discuss a little bit on it on the way. But yeah, thanks for checking out the deck. Highly recommend trying it for yourself as well. It is a very fun build. You've probably seen a million different builds of red and blue. This is my personal favorite that I have stuck with. And despite me going to other tournaments and trying other colors, this is the one I keep coming back to. I'm really enjoying Chillet. I'm really excited for Chillet Ignis. I hope that adds something cool to this kind of build. And yeah, if this is where you stop watching, that's okay. Good luck and enjoy your games. All right, let's draw 5. See if I shuffled it enough. Yes, I did. Looking pretty good. Again, this deck is generally going to want to go first, so we'll just act as though we're going first. Let me grab my souls over here. Grab 2 of those. And then you don't get to draw, and that is a downside of going first, especially with this deck that wants as many turns to draw as possible. But hey, we're going to have that next turn that comes around to us, and we've already got a Primitive Furnace in play, and that totally works out for us. And you can already see where the curve of this deck really comes in. It's really strong here. We already have a Univolt we could play. We probably hold on to the Elphidran in this hand, since I don't have a dragon to even, attack anything. But then we got options here. If my opponent has something that I want to destroy, like purple, and their Shoddy Bed, right? I don't want them to have that. I can destroy it. Shoddy Bed only has 700 health. I'm attacking turn 2 with 900. Like, that's people aren't giving this enough credit. That's really strong. But let's just say they don't, right? And then I just can have a draw, and that's fine. And the number one thing I found with this is, and maybe this is any Palworld deck, but this one especially, don't be afraid of your opponent attacking your guys. They either are or they aren't. It doesn't really matter. Leaving them standing is not a safe place for them anyway, because there's so many things in this game, especially with red being as aggressive as it is, that just kill something anyway. Purple has all their slaughter effects, stuff like that. It doesn't matter. if they want to get around it to attack you, they probably can without using their pals. So just be smart about when you want them standing or not, but in the early game especially, feel free to rest them. You can take a few hits. Your life will still be there by the end of it, right? So let's just say we've got another turn before they move anything. Let's go ahead and draw, get our extra souls in play. And now we've come to our turn 3. We've got 6 souls. We've got a strong attacker. We've got our furnace. I could go ahead. I can basically do whatever I want right here. I can play my Elphidran Aqua, draw 2 more cards, and put something back on top. It really doesn't matter what I want to put on top, but let's say that, right? I've used all my souls for the turn, but that's okay, because I've got 2 characters that can swing out for 2 strike each and really put some pressure on my opponent. Or again, I can go after structures. 900 and 900 is really good. I can start taking out whatever they might have in play. I could even not have played this guy and played a single shot rifle if there's something big that I want to take out there, right? Or reduce the cost and then have 3 to draw 3. This deck just always has options, I feel like, on every turn to be able to better respond, either to set myself up or to better respond to what my opponent has in play. So even let's say I can draw another card with my Furnace. I can get back the card that Elphidran maybe put back on top. And again, doesn't matter how silly that seems, right? We need to draw all the cards eventually. So if you feel like it's smarter to play this and then decide your play, go for it. If you feel like you want to see more cards and exhaust first to draw and then Elphidran draw 2 and put back 1, that's fine. Do whatever you feel like is safer or better for you. I really don't mind putting a card back and picking it up again because I know next turn I'm getting that free card anyway. Now, we haven't drawn into any Lucky Pals, which is probably a good thing, all things considered, but Elphidran would also have that ability, hey, if I know I'm going to get hit, I can draw 2 and then put a Lucky Pal on top of my deck. So then I would obviously be smart enough not to redraw it, but I could put a Lucky Pal on top, and then I would know that my opponent can put a strike through, and I won't take any damage because it'll be a Lucky Pal, right? So it's really useful. Again, like I said, this deck always has something it can do in any given turn. I've got a Foxparks I just drew. Let's say, okay, let's let them hit me, right? So they hit me, 1, 2, 3. Oh man, they dealt some damage. They got rid of some pieces for our combo. That's okay. Let's come into our turn. Let's restand, okay? There's our lucky. We get Jormuntide Ignis. Now, we don't have the full combo yet, and we obviously just lost an Aurora. We can hold on to this guy, or, I mean, we do have the 8 souls. We could just play it and draw our card, rest something on the opponent's side. Again, options. We love options around here, but let's play for the bigger play, right? Let's say I play the Foxparks, so we got 2. And then let's go ahead and use this, right? We can draw 1. That's pretty nice. We can do 2 with a Primitive Furnace. We can play another one. That's pretty cool. I can use the resources that I've built up to reduce the cost of my next gear. So I can pay 1 to play a single shot rifle, which is pretty nice. I could do that twice because you're not limited. I can do that again. So I've done this, 3 times? So I have another one that I could do. I could play another, get a Makeshift Handgun. Now I've dealt 2,000 damage to something or to 2 different things, 15 and 5. Possibly killed either something big, like this could even kill a Mammoth. like that's how much damage you're putting out without me actually having to swing into my opponent, right? And I've still got 2 on standby, which is really nice because in my hand I've got an interruption. Now I don't have to discard a card. I've got souls ready to go, okay? And I can swing into my opponent. I'm not worried about them swinging back. Let them either take out my guys, that's fine, I've got more. I've got an interrupt to block whatever one attack I want to, or they can attack into me. I've got the health, I can take it, I can swing back and watch them, okay? See? Let's just say they can kill our big guys, right? Boom, boom. Well, they played the shotgun. They killed everything, and then they hit us for like, oh, okay, well, there's 1, unless they hit us again for like 3. Okay, I think that's reasonable. That's a big turn for them. Great, they board wiped us, basically. And let's say we even had to play our interrupt just to stop us from whatever, okay? Now, we go into our next turn. We've got all 10 of our souls. Draw again. Hey, look, I've got Chillet. I've got an Axel. Yeah, I've got some things I can do. Even though this feels like I'm really far behind, I'm really not in the grand scheme of things, right? Because I have these options available. And the number one thing that I would probably do here, again, I don't really know what my opponent's board state is right now. Maybe this is a point where I need to, Chillet and pray that we get something. Oops, we didn't, right? But my biggest play here would probably be to play the Jormuntide, because I can rest something on their side. It doesn't stand back up during their next turn, and that effectively buys me a turn. I can swing into whatever they might have on board. If they've got 2 pals, one of them can't stand, one of them dies. That's pretty cool. I like that a lot. Or, like I said, I can try to go for the Chillet and also an Elphidran, and now I've got 2 that are swinging in. I can boost up my Elphidran, plus 400. He's 1,000. He gets plus, what, 500, right? If I reveal a dragon. So I can actually swing in for 1,500 against whatever. Again, taking something out. Options are so good, and this deck has so many options. This is the one thing that feels very freeing with red and blue versus the few I played some purple decks, right? And I played a little bit of green, and they feel like they have a very cemented strategy, especially purple. You need your nocturnals, you need to play into your specific, it's not even really a combo, into your specific play style. But blue and red is just like, hey, you can adapt to whatever the situation is that your opponent might have on board. And the most likely situation, when I find myself the most in, is I've got a clear board, but I've got a Jormuntide, and I can afford to pay the 8 and buy me a turn, right? I swing in, and they effectively can't do anything on their next turn, let's say, right? Comes back around to my turn. I've got a stand. Okay. Now I've actually got the whole combo set up here, right? So I could, let's say, for 2, I can play the gaze, I get to draw a card, and then I get to put one back on top. So hey, I even drew into the next Jormuntide, which is pretty likely, all things considered, because all of my luckies were in here for so long, we actually didn't start with any. So, okay, not bad. Get that back on top. Now, for 5, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now we got 2 Jormuntides in play. Even if they had killed my Jormuntide last turn, who cares? I've got another one ready to go. And 3 more souls that I could do whatever with. Here, I'll just pay them and draw a card. Why not? Hey, it's another Univolt for next turn. Now I've got set up where next turn I could play a Univolt and Axel strategy and start restanding my guys. So if I swing into my opponent real heavy now, and now they don't have a choice next turn, they got to do everything they can. They got to take these 2 guys out no matter what. They don't even get the chance to hit me because they had to take out 2 1,600 guys. That's crazy. Comes back around to my turn. What are they going to do? I've got more. I've got more. I can play another Chillet. Okay, I didn't get anything, but I do get to draw that still. Who cares? I'm going to, that's 5. There we go. Now, I've still got 5 left over. I can swing twice. 900, sorry, I can do it 1,100 each if I want to buff them up. And then Axel strategy, I get to refresh 2 of my pals because I have 2 gear in play. And I can swing again. It's just one of those potential options. I don't even need to do any of that this turn, really. Because again, I can use all 10 of my souls. I can draw 2. Hey, that's pretty good. Put something back on top for now. That's fine. Pay my other 4. Get an Elphidran in play. Now I can play defensive instead of aggressive. I can just leave these guys standing if I want. Or I can take out one of his big monsters that killed one of my guys, reveal, go to, like I said, 1,500, probably take out whatever it is, and then move on to the next turn. Or, if I just need to swing into something, I could even just play the Elphidran, deal 1,500 damage with the Axel, right, on whatever, and then swing for another 1,500. Now, what argument do you have that something's too big, right? I've just dealt 3,000 damage to whatever single target, and I have my standing blocker. So, I mean, obviously I have a lot to just talk about with the different options in this deck, but I could do that for any given setup with this, because this deck is built around the idea that your hand is always going to have something you can do. The curve in this is really good because of the number of souls you get in play. You are running on that even curve, so going first doesn't feel bad like it does in some other decks. And if you go second, that's okay too, because that just means you could potentially get your Chillet combo out earlier. That's cool. We like that. So, weird little break in the video. We're coming over here to palworldtcg.gg. There will be a link in the description down below. This is my current favorite deck builder / emulator for Palworld TCG, and it's pretty awesome. So anyway, this is the exact overview of the, I'm pretty sure, the same deck that we just went through. So we're going to take this through for a few games and give it for a spin. Nothing really much more to say about that. Let's find a match and play it. Oh, that was quick. Okay, cool. Come on, Joberman. Flip a coin. I win the toss. Great. So we do usually want to go first with this deck. Don't mind if I do. This is a perfectly fine hand. We don't have our structures, but I don't want to risk losing our 2, 4, 6 right here. So we're obviously going to keep that. And we're always going to attack right away. People are saying you shouldn't attack right away. You should, like, keep it. But I don't know why this is busted here in the center. But I like attacking right away because I like milling people. So that's what we're going to do. Oh, Floppy. Okay, green deck. That's fine. Do I want to let this go down? I might not. I might... Yeah, we will. We will. That's fine. Do what you want to do, man. That's probably why you say you don't. But you know what? That's okay with me, because I'm just going to Univolt. I don't have anything else to do this turn, so I'm going to take out your Floopy. Floopy? Floppy? Floppy. Goodbye, Floppy. There we go. All right. Next. Make this nice and quick on me, Jobber. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry for your poor Floppy. And I love the log over here, too. This is probably why I like this so much. It's fast with everything it's trying to show you, and then you can always read here. Oh, this has the buff when you first play it, huh? You know what? Just take it. That's fine. Aggro green. I get you. I get you, man. You know, I understand where you're coming from. Give me my 2. I may as well put the Lucky on top. I have no real reason not to. And then I will just take out the Gamos. That's a 600. Even if I leave it up for a future turn, it's still a 600 going forward. So, don't want that at all. See what he's going to be playing out for us next. Up here in the top right, if you're curious about resources, top left is me. Top right is them, obviously. So we can see how many cards in their hand, how many souls they got left, cards in their deck. Yeah, give me the hit. I really play with my life as a resource in this, but I did also know that we had the Lucky there. I would have preferred... No, I guess that is better, right? We take the 2. I mean, I would have preferred if you attacked into me for the trade, but that's okay. I'm not upset about it. I could kill both with the action shotgun. Or, since 7 and 8... I don't have 2 4... I can do 2 4-drops. I can do double here. And then we can attack 9. See if he lets me kill. He does. 6 into 2. Don't reveal. I have no reason to. Also, I just realized I drew another Jormuntide, which is pretty funny. And we're just going to full send. Because he's gaining life, and I don't like that. Take your damage. Okay, cool. We can see over here what we milled, even if this is a little buggy in the center. There's 2 main emulators. There's this one and Palify. Both are fine. This one's just my preferred. I'll have links to both in the description, though. So, hey, if you're learning the game, or you want to test some stuff out for yourself, or you want to try this deck out, I should be able to put a copy for this deck to copy over there, too. That's a 4-strike. That I'm definitely going to say no. Let's just stop that real quick. Quick interrupt. Appreciate. And you had nothing else on your turn. Damn. I'm so sorry. We're just going to play the big 8. It won't let me stop this, but it will get me a big body out to swing with, which is almost as good. See if you take the 3. You only got 4 cards in hand. Okay. Land Ball, Floppy, and we got the Patelia. Cool. And we take the 3 damage. I do an interrupt here to stop this from attacking. He's probably going to go after my big guy. I'm not going to leave any... I don't have any reason to leave blockers up then, I don't think. Cool, cool, cool. I think we just full send everything again. Okay, we hit a Lucky. We want to hit these Luckies. We want to get them out of the way. I still have 10 whole health. He has a lot that he needs to recover from here. And there's no way he can take me out in one turn. So, yeah, I think full sending that turn is always correct. Memorist Roar of the Wilds. Kind of a cool card. I like how simple this is. It just lets him be the powerful thing, right? Whereas these guys, they got to add all the effects and make them seem stronger. No. That's just a mammoth. Come on, Lylene. You got anything big? The mud. Poor guy got the mud. I do have a shotgun I could play through next turn, which would let me board wipe if he tries to defend. And he's going for the big. I have souls, though, so we'll just interrupt that with our Foxparks. That's pretty easy. I mean, he's got ingredients for days, but damn, he really did just leave it. Okay, well, I don't have a way to reduce the cost, but we are just going to shotgun, and then that should be game. So I got 5 cards in hand. Let's see how many interrupts he's got. Oh, we hit a Lucky. Okay. Can we do it again? He didn't interrupt it, though. Nope. Okay, cool. So that's 1. All right. That was against green. Let's go for another. I would love to get in against a purple. All right. Where, Kira? Opening hand. Do not have the Foxparks. Pretty tempted to ditch this and try to go for the Foxparks, but since I'm going first, I might just keep it. Just play an end. It's usually how first turn goes anyway. Take a hit, I don't really care. We should be able to get... We can go for a draw. I can't attack this. I can either hit for 2, or I can go for the draw. I think I go for draw, because we're not going to have anything big to swing next turn. I don't have my Elphidran, so... We'll get some resources for later. Those will pile up. That's the good thing. They don't go anywhere, right? As long as I can play one of these and use this ability, I don't even need a pal to activate that ability, which is pretty nice. All right, there's their Foxparks. They're smarter than me. They got theirs. Give me all the damage. I'm good with taking damage. My life is a resource, and I will spend it how I wish. Yeah, hit me. What'd I lose? Aurora Guide, Univolt. It's fine. That is fine. I did get a rifle. Not exactly what I would have wanted there. I could go for a draw. I might go for... Let me get this draw first. Okay, now we have the Pop Mastery Shotgun. So I could play this right now. That's kind of the fun part of this. I could play this right now. But these are not threatening me. But if they go after this next turn, I'm going to lose that. You know what? I will go for it. Just because I don't want to risk losing this right now when I don't have another one ready to go. So let's Pump Action Shotgun, get rid of those. And I don't have an interrupt, so I'm tempted to leave this as a blocker. It's got 6 in hand. You know what? I'm just going to be aggressive with it. When in doubt, attack. There we go. Cool. I actually got 2. Nice. He's playing a very low-end deck, which is not great for us, actually. We want to be hitting into bigger things. We want to be swinging and oh, okay, there's the thing. Winning these trades. Okay. This is going to hurt. This is going to hurt. He did destroy one. I'm glad I went aggressive, though, because he could have just broken our other guy. We take the 3. That's fine. He used up all his souls on that play. And we should be able to take him out relatively easily here. This is 7, so you know what I'm going to do? I'm actually going to play the buy turn. Perma rest that for a turn. And then swing. And just ignore this because it can't stand. So I'm not worried about it right now. He's going to have the opportunity to hit us pretty damn hard. He interrupted. I got 4 left. You know what? Maybe I will play this a little smarter. No, I'm not gonna. I can't worry about that. The thing is, this has the ability, right? He's got 4 cards in hand, and he's gonna be able to deal a lot of damage to us. But if he does that, he's not getting rid of this, I don't think. So I'm just gonna play it this way and just leave that. And I think it's a risky play. I could reduce the cost and just destroy it, but I think there's more benefit to leaving it and seeing if we can wait out another turn. Oh, I lied. I'm sorry. I did use all 8 of my souls. For some reason, I thought I was at 10 souls. Okay. Ooh. See, that's that's not good. I don't have the interrupt Foxparks. I have the other Foxparks. Cool. We're lucky. Calculated. Calculated. He's going to stand and go again. Watch this. Oh, he actually didn't. Damn. Okay. All right. That's something. We have a hell of a chance to play here. Because we can draw. I can place Jormuntide on top. Play and deploy. Stick that again. And now... Oh, this is really something. I can play 2. And we will use that Foxparks to get more material. Do I want to play the... You know what? I kind of do. Kind of do. Ah, is that what I want? I mean, maybe I should cheat out this Jormuntide, and then I could play Pump Action Shotgun and got rid of both. But I like that this is stuck. I want him to have to play more. So I'm just going to save what I have. I'm going to reduce cost by 3. Play the single shot. Shoot that guy. He's only got 200 left. I could kill him outright. Let's just hit the opponent. See how much damage he lets me deal to him before I worry about this. Okay, we hit another lucky. That's fine. I think I do... Do I want to survive attacking this is kind of the question. I don't think I really care. I think we need to force him to either interrupt or just get rid of cards. Okay, cool, cool, cool. That was 2 interrupts. 2 interrupts and a lucky. That's really good. That's really good, actually. Let's just attack into here. Kill this off. We both die, but that's a trade I'm willing to make. Oh, they interrupted that! Damn! Oh, are they smart? Are they saving the interrupts for this? If they have another interrupt, that might be it. They might be smarter than me. Ooh, they are smarter than me. Okay. Okay, that's interesting. I did not anticipate that with only the 3 cards in hand. For them to double interrupt me attacking them. That's fair. I mean, if you have it here. Yep, you have it here. Damn. Close one, though. Close one. All right, what we got here? I want to see a purple. I really want to see a purple. No name. That sounds like somebody who's going to play purple. Let's go. I'll go first, please. I like going first. Oh, this is good. This is really good. Nice. I'm going to lead with the... Let's leave with the fox and leave it up. Then I can just leave this... I'll start this next turn. Don't have to risk it getting destroyed right away. Ah, mirror, mirror. Okay. These are so annoying. They're both annoying to play and to play against. It's like, yeah, it's a 1-drop, it's a perma, just draw 1, but like, what am I doing with it? Play this. Let's get our draw. I guess I'm playing another one. Sure, why not? Works for me. Go ahead, man. Also, I realized he went second, got the 3rd soul, and then still only played a 1-drop. His hand must be awful. I'm sorry. Oh, and you're playing Raindrix as a pal? Uh-oh. That's rough. Do I just want to take this hit? Not really. But I also don't want to discard anything in my hand right now, so I guess I am taking the hit. Lesser of 2 evils, I guess, maybe. Okay, I can be swinging 9. I get 6 here. Let's just get the draw. The draw is good. And... oh, I have to put one on top. Jormuntide. With that, then... yeah, I've got none left, so I can't even reduce the cost to do that. Do I want to even attack? I guess I will. Just to get rid of their 2-strike guy. They might interrupt this. I think it's 6 in hand. I would not fault them if they did. They sure are taking their time deciding. Oh, okay, wow, they actually did interrupt it. Nice. They got rid of the seismic... oh, blue-green. Okay, interesting. Did that show me blue-green before, or did I just now see it? Okay. I don't think I've fought a blue-green before. Most green decks are just mono-green. Okay. What was the last green I fought? Blue-green? I honestly can't remember. Okay. Elphidran, Aqua, Lylene. That's a really good reveal. They just did the Chillet thing with extra steps. This is why I want to try blue-green, because Lylene is just another Chillet. But then it's also a lucky pal, so like, you're not getting more Jormuntides out. Also supposed to be a 6 or less pal, so I guess it's not as good as Chillet in some ways. It's better than Chillet in some ways too. So it's almost like all cards are designed to the strength that they're at, and that's just kind of be how it is, you know. Are you gonna attack both? I'm gonna have to block at least one of them. Yeah, I can't really let you just do that for free. Yeah, I mean, you'll have to destroy one. I don't see a world where you get the second one though. Yeah. Ooh, yeah, there's my Jormuntide. Cool. I do have an interrupt now. We'll probably hold that. It's pretty good. If I go, here's a play. I can do this. And then I can reduce the cost of gear by 3 to play the rifle, shoot the Lylene, buff the Univolt, attack here so we don't get destroyed in the process. And then he either lets this go through or we'll cry about it later.
It's really are the two options. Come on, no name. You're not even playing purple. You're not even playing purple, son. Ah, you did interrupt. All right, I mean, hell, I'm thinking about it. I might just go for the trade. Or do I want the draw? Do I appreciate the draw more than the trade? He's got 3 in hand. I got 2. I guess I go for the... No, I go for the trade. I think I go for the trade here so he's a harder time destroying this next turn. At least I keep it up. Yeah, okay. And then we just go for the 3. 3 for draw. Keep my Jormuntide in hand. Because I got health. I'd rather than hit the other stuff and me keep a Jormuntide ready. That is fine by me. Do what you gotta do, man. I love Malchrist. I know a lot of people are trying to use it. I personally don't think it's good enough. But I guess in blue-green I could see it being useful. It's just weird. It's just weird in a way. We're gonna discard the single shot rifle. You actually played the cryolinks too. This is interesting to me that you played both of your interrupts as pals. This is where the counts of these I come into question. Because, like, I guess I get it if you're playing, like, 16 interrupts and they need to be your pals. But, like, cryolinks isn't good, you know? 6 for 9. You can do a lot better. I'll take the 1 damage. That's okay. I'm okay with this. And now, for your featured presentation, we'll just keep that from moving. And then start blasting. Just actually hit the opponent. And we keep 2 souls up here, so we have our interrupt ready to go. Get rid of farm. And no Gamos. Excellent. Just end turn there. Without this standing, his odds of being able to actually take this out are pretty low, which is nice. Okay, never mind. I was gonna say, because well, no, I'm still in the mind of like guns. I'm thinking like, oh, he can't deal this and take me out. No, he's got green. He's got green. He's got this guy. Actually, his odds of being able to take me out are still pretty low. You can have that now. I don't care. This is gonna attack me, and then I interrupt every time. So I guess I was right. His odds of being able to take me out are low because I'm gonna be able to stop his 1 big attack, and he doesn't have a second one to try to follow up. That works for me. Does that say ass? I know it's for assault, but like it just says ass right there. That's awesome. Attacking me for 1. Go for it. Please think I don't have a interrupt and go for the attack. I've only got 2 in hand, man. The odds of me having interrupt are so low. Wow. Okay, well now I've got 2 in hand. That's pretty neat. That's pretty neat. I can go to 700 or 1700. There's only 1800. I got 1800. Okay. How does that help me? It doesn't. 5 or greater pounds that cannot block. I could stop this from blocking me, which would be kind of nice, I guess. I feel like I saved this though. Do I just play a ranger? You know what? Let's go for the draw first. Let's get another piece of our puzzle. Okay, Aurora Guide. That actually does do something for us. That's another draw, if nothing else. Okay, we'll keep that. I have a Chillet I can play right now. In fact, let's just do it. Oh my god, we got another Chillet. Oh my god, we got the Jormuntide. Oh no. Oh no. Oh, we got the big. And we stopped this from... Oh no. Oh, I feel so bad now. Oh, I feel so bad. That was huge. He's only got 1 card in hand too. Oh man, we went from nothing to oh my god to everything. And we hit the lucky pal. Of course we hit the lucky pal right away. Hit it again. Oh man, okay. He's down to 4? Yeah. I could try hitting the 2. The odds of saying a lucky pal are pretty high. It's gonna hit 2, 4, 5. He's not gonna hit us for very much. I have 2 interrupts in hand. I think I go for it. Oh my god. Does it just end right here? It might just end right here. It might just end right here. Oh my god. Okay, well, that was something. All right, we're going to fit in one more because that last one just went hella crazy. I mean, how can you expect Chillet into Chillet? Because, I mean, how can you expect Chillet into Jormuntide? Like, that's just, one, that's 3 luckies in a row. 2, that's insane. This opening hand kind of sucks. But again, I have the 2-4, so I guess I keep. There are definitely worse hands to have. At least if we can get a 2-drop and then a 4-drop, like, we're sitting pretty. You know what I would love to have, and I've never had this opening hand? I want a Furnace and 2 Foxparks in my opening hand. I can turn 1 Foxparks, turn 2 Foxparks, and Furnace, and just feel good about myself. This color is insane, by the way. The fact that you can't remove it outside of, like, 1 card, and it can just always turn at night with no downside is crazy. It's just insane. That's just crazy to me. All right, get through material and draw a card and turn. That's fine. We get a body out. Looking pretty good to me. We're finally fighting a purple, by the way, so maybe I can show off a little bit of what this matchup is. It's surprisingly pretty even. It really depends on if we're fighting. I mean, obviously they have the Nocturnal package, but are they more Nocturnal or more Butcher? A lot of purple decks are hybridizing the two, but I do think they're two very distinct ideas as well. And I think as the game evolves, we're going to see those two kind of become their own individual plays. Maybe not so much right now, because obviously we're pretty limited to only the 1 set. But when we get into set 2, I think Nocturnal is going to be very different from the rest of purple. Which is interesting, which is actually interesting. And I kind of like that within a color, we're going to see individual personalities of decks too. Because when I came into this game, I felt like it was pretty limited in like, hey, we only have 4 colors. And I'm used to games with, you know, like 6+, 8 almost, 8+. So only having 4 is weird. I don't know if they're going to add another color. Like, I would like to see a yellow. That'd be kind of nice. I just take that. That's fine. But I really don't think they're going to, honestly. So I do need to see those distinct personalities within the colors to make them still feel like there's unique plays outside of just the 4. You know what I mean? I think the play is draw again and then reduce the cost. We can reduce it by 6. I don't know why we're suddenly lagging now. 6, and then we can pump action shotgun, clear his board, and it lets me hold 1 for my interrupt, which is nice. I could have waited till there's more on the board, but I'm going to be taking a lot of damage very quickly the more I let it just pile up like that. So if I'm taking out 2, I don't feel too bad about it. The 1 can't even be blocked anyway. And that makes it harder for him to take out both of these this turn. So keep thinking, Macron. 5 cards in hand. What he gonna do? What he gonna do? Yeah, there's the guy. I hate this thing. I thought this was a misprint that he has 2 Nocturnals. Nope. He just has that. It's in the FAQ and everything. It's really funny. Okay. It's nighttime. It's nighttime. Nocturnal package is really strong. It has a lot of draw too. This is the purple I want to work on. I played like a mostly butcher purple, the reincarnation. It was okay. It wasn't great. Do I block this one? I think I do block this one just so he has to choose. Yeah. Like he can still kill me, but it's going to cost him his other action. I really want to go into a big Nocturnal package. If I do another video like this, it probably will be that Nocturnal package, but I also want to cover Dig Toys. Freaking love Dig Toys, man. I need to get a better list. I need to get a better Dig Toys list. Okay, he actually didn't go for the knockout, which is interesting. He's trying to keep the pressure on my health. I understand that. Respectable, respectable. Respectable, respectable. He's only got 3 in hand. How do I want to do this? There's only 5. Okay, I think I know exactly how I want to do this. I want to attack into this. And I want to reveal a Jormuntide to destroy this fucker. If he lets me do it, he does. Okay, cool. And then I'm going to play this. Now I've got two options. I can, since he didn't interrupt that, I can attack this directly, or I can go for the draw and play a rifle. And you know what? I think I'm going to go... I think I'm going to do that. I may as well. So I can get the 3 material, draw a card. I can rest 3 to draw another card, which is pretty nice. And then I can reduce the cost of my next gear. I could reduce it by... I can reduce it by 3 to only spend 1 on the single shot rifle. And I could play either another primitive furnace or the Aurora. I'm just going to play another furnace. That's a big turn right there. We're just keeping the aggression, trying to keep his board whittled. If he's not playing the butcher package, it's going to be hard for him to come back from that. And since we saw the Cognito, which is an interesting inclusion, I feel like he probably isn't doing a big butcher package. Kind of expecting to see more Nocturnals here, especially with the Daydream necklace. This is the Nocturnal I want to play. I want to play just like 4 of these and 8 of the frickin' Daydreams. Oh, interesting. Okay, he's just playing purple stuff. It's just purple stuff. I mean, don't get me wrong. Lovander actually has caught my attention, not in a weird way. But just the idea that lets you discard cards and also you're gaining life for attacking. It's pretty neat in a deck that wants cards in the discard pile. You know what I mean? Yeah. Well, we'll see. He's obviously going to get another health back here then, which means I need to get the aggression up. Because it's going to be 7 to 11, which is not good. And he's taking out one of my bigger attackers. Yeah, I really need some damage on board here. Okay, we have the rifle. We definitely do the Jormuntide play. Stop that from moving. Which means we'll leave it on board. So we're just going to draw a card. And attack. Now, if this hits, this will at least keep us pretty even. 7 to 8. If we hit a lucky, then... Okay, he interrupted. That's fine. That's fine. I'll just leave it. We got 2 standing. We don't have an interrupt, but he doesn't know that. Hopefully he stays not knowing that. Ideally. Nobody tell him. Hush, hush. Okay, he's gonna kill... is he gonna kill my Foxparks? I don't think he can kill Jormuntide. Ooh, Zoe strategy. What's he picking? My bet is he took the, yep, get back and then I have to discard something. I have a pump action shotgun, which is gonna be enough to take out his little guys. He doesn't really have a lot of big bodies, so... Hopefully that's the right choice. We'll see. I need you to play, like, another guy. I need another body down here. Oh, he's only got 1 soul left. He could... Is Depresso 2 or 1? Depresso's a 2, isn't it? I don't think there is any 1-drop. As of yet. That's interesting. I kind of didn't expect that. Man, that's fine. I have another. I only need 1. I only really need the 1, to be honest with you. So I can play my 8 and still play a pump action shotgun, which is kind of funny. Or I can play the Elphidran. It's got 11. I want to go for the... I want to go for the big play. I want to go for the big play. This. Excellent. Reduce my gear cost. Reduce it by 6. Because I'm cool. Bam, 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 bam. And then let's start swinging. I could technically win this turn. If he doesn't have any interruptions, I don't hit any luckies. Okay, never mind. Immediate lucky. Or sorry, immediate interrupt. Ah, and a lucky. Okay, he's got Catris, so he does have a butcher thing going on. Interesting. Okay. Do I want to stand? With this hand, do I care to stand? He's got 2 cards. I I think I don't. I think I just leave it. Let come what may, right? Let's see what he's got. Like, buddy, I got double Jormuntides on board. You got to go through me, right? You got to go through me. You got to go through me. Okay, that's one way to do it. That's another way to do it. Yep, that is a 2-drop. There are no 1-drops yet, are there? Damn. I guess they're not really much point to a 1-drop. Excuse me. Because you get 2 souls per turn, so... I mean, there definitely is point to it, but, like, would it change much? Probably not. It would give Catcher something to bring out if it butchers a 2. Okay, see, this is rude. But also why I'm glad I did the shotgun play last turn. Are you going to swing? Okay. He's going to swing into my Foxparks, and then he's going to attack me with this. That's my prediction. Actually, he might just let this stand. He does let it stand. Interesting. So I can take it out with the rifle. Or I just do this, which is what I'm going to do. I'm going to hit the opponent. Okay, eventually he's got to let me attack, right? He's only got 1 card in hand. Like, come on. And you hit another lucky. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Oh, are you kidding me? All right, let's take out some of these things. Kill the Hookrates. That's fine. Kill the Daydream. This isn't moving anyway. I'm not going to bother attacking it. And then attack the opponent again. Let's hit another Lucky Pal. Come on. Oh my god, we actually dealt damage. Wraith, Incineram, and Daydream. Incineram's not bad. I know it's vanilla, but like 5 for 9-2 is not terrible. Okay. I still don't have any interrupts. Cool. But I can hold this and put a Lucky on top, actually. I just realized that. But I mean, I knew that, but I realized that I have that play in hand. Not that I think we're really going to need it. I think you just drew a card. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Pyron. Really funny that I mentioned these guys. Okay. Nighttime. This hurts. This is going to swing into something. Kind of really don't want you to trade, but at least it is a trade. You do have to choose, though. And you can't take out the red one. Ooh, attacking me directly. Okay. I think I let that go through. I mean, it's only 3. Hey, we hit a lucky. Okay, wow. Well, I think this might be where it comes to an end. Hit the opponent. He's got 2 cards in hand. Oh my god. Another... Stand this card. Attack. Hit the opponent. Come on. You can't hit like... Oh my god, we hit another Lucky Pal. How many? How many have we hit? How many have we hit? 4 Lucky Pals. Oh my god, that means there's 4 more in there. I don't think I have the means to get through it, man. This is 14 right now, so let's attack that. Cool. I guess I play an Elphidran. Get my 2 cards. We'll put a Lucky on top. I can buff up my Foxparks so that it can kill Mr. Depresso. Okay, still only 2 in hand. Come on. No Lucky. All right, finally doing more damage. Got rid of another Daydream and another Depresso. We're going to leave him standing. I can't win this turn anyway, obviously, so may as well have some kind of defender against my 6 life. I also do have an interrupt in hand, finally. And 1 soul to use it with, which is pretty nice. I kind of like what's going on here. So what's your play now? He went for the draw, 4 in hand. We've gotten rid of half of his Lucky Pals, which is awesome. Okay, Wraith. So this is going to make my guys weaker. Uh-oh. Which is obviously not ideal, but I have the interrupt. So I might just end his turn here. Yeah, he only has 1 soul left. I just end his turn with an interrupt. Damn. As long as I don't hit the other 4 Luckies next turn. Thank for you. Take the hit. Sorry, I have to take the hit, and then I have to select a interrupt. There we go. Goodbye. Nice. Let's do... I guess we'll just start with the swing. He's got 5 left. All right. Attack, don't hit lucky. Oh my god. Come on. Give it to me. I'm 6 lucky bells. Okay, there's no possible way it happens again, right? Like, it just doesn't. Okay, very cool. He's got 2 left. I kind of have a really mean play, too, where I could just play this for an... Oh my god. That's insane. Let's discard 2 to stand. Just get rid of these. Confirm. Attack. Hit. There we go. Holy crap. That you know what? Nothing against the guy though. He was getting super lucky or super unlucky with me discarding all those good cards. But this happened to me at a tournament when I was playing purple, and I was hanging on by a thread the whole time. It was so freaking funny. All right.
Anyway, I hope you enjoyed my rambling about this card game. I really am enjoying Palworld, in case that's not clear. This is probably my favorite card game right now. Probably one of the favorites I've ever played, actually. So if you somehow stumbled across this video and enjoyed it and would like to see me cover any other decks, builds, or any other conversations with the community right now, I'm probably going to do that anyway, just because these are easy to make and they're fun, and I've always liked making videos that I find to be fun. So, thanks for watching. Go play this deck. Have fun. Show me your results. Bye, guys.